Well, I'm going to try to do this. This is Margaret Ann Windsor, kidnapped from Buckingham Palace in 41, given the name of Peggy and Dempsey Childers. I married Childers. Um, I'm just going to show me for a minute there. This is me. Uh, I was taken to Moulton, Alabama, and the twins were both dead. They gave me the name of Peggy Ann Dempsey Childers. I think I just said that. I had to redo a couple of tapes because I don't know why it didn't film, and I'm redoing them. And I'm doing them from memory, not from anything that I've written down, other than I'm reading from Jack's letters here, a few lines from them. Anyway, I was kidnapped. It was a pigsty and abuse you wouldn't believe. I wrote a medical malpractice book, MD, A License to Kill, while living at Moonraker Apartments. And it was about mind control programming, and later I found out MK Ultra is the name you assign to it, but I'd gotten a letter from the FBI June the 23rd of 79, and I thought it was because of the book all this was happening to me. The letter said ongoing investigation, national security involved. So I had an antifreeze put in me and all the other. I mean, it's been ongoing crimes. The FBI even said at one point we're stacking them, and that they did. And everybody has stood by and participated, not helping me, trying to kill me and shut me up like this is going to stop it all. But the Illuminati kidnapped me, and I hope I'm not confusing the two tapes that didn't take, and I'm having to redo. What I wanted to do here is Lana Dempsey, after I had the antifreeze put in me, my ex-husband, who has ties to the CIA, I didn't know it at the time. I sure found that real quick. I managed to live. I should have died. They shoved me in the car, and I have had no civil rights. I was put in the car, and I can't even tell you, the tape will be used up again, what happened. But I'm going to skip to, I did go to the work for the Fred Simpson, the district attorney in Huntsville, and Madison County DA, and I lived at Warren House, which is a clue to the Warren Commission and the Kennedy shooting. And his dad was ambassador, like I say, and helped in my kidnapping in 1941. And so I'm going to stop here and try to get on. Lina Dempsey was Eastern Star, which is a Freemason. James Matthew Dempsey, which would have been, that's her brother, which I grew up thinking he was my uncle. He was a Freemason. So I'm going to go, this is Jack, who was FBI. He worked for the Huntsville Times then when that happened to me. And a retired FBI who has written a book. It's a small one. I don't know if you can still get it because it was a little older back in 81 or 82 when I got it. It said that he would be killed if he told all he knew. Well, he's sent into Huntsville when they put the antifreeze in me. He becomes I'm just going to turn this back around. He becomes the police chief, and he was there to help save my life with Jack. Now, I'm going to read something from Jack's letter, and he was in, when I was sent to Flint's, because he was shot, and the person programmed to shoot him. I came back, and I stopped by Jack's. He had moved to Santa Fe, and that's a few miles away from Abiquiu, where my Aunt Georgia lived. I can't get into all that, or I put on other tapes. I wanted to read this, though, because this is what, after I had the antifreeze in me, shoved in the car illegally, and it's unreal what was done. I was taken and passed a background check in that condition, trying to pretend nothing had happened, because this woman was trying to use mental health to kill me, just like in the past had been done. I hope the world gets to know about Hyman Miller, the psychiatrist Jew in Huntsville, Alabama, who did what he did to me, a diagnosis that's a lie, and the psychotic pills and sleeping pills that were force-fed me, and the destruction to my family. relationship and everything. It's a hideous thing. My husband used to take me down to his office, and he and Berg, another Jew, I didn't know that I'd been kidnapped. I didn't know the deal about the Jews, Rothschilds, Rockefellers, Bilderbergers, uh, Kennedy and all that. I didn't know anything about it. But when Kennedy was shot and you think people empathized with him, you should see what was happening to me in Huntsville, Alabama. So I'm going to go to this. Jack sent me this letter, and he's talking about, and when they locked you up medically, or was that psychologically for your own protection, there was little doubt in my mind that someone was dropping the hammer on you for saying too much, maybe learning too much. Okay, he goes down to, well, that's all I was going to read on that. I did want to get this in, though. I'm saying, a lot, aren't I? It was about the Knights Templar. Did I get that in? I thought I did. He's talking about, I'll just say this, Templar Knights were even more than that. You can make out of it what you want to. I've never thought, even though a cop came to me when, and I'm not even going to that. Anyway, they were supposed to have been the possessors of the Holy Grail, the cup from which Christ drank at the Last Supper. There is, however, a twist to just precisely what the Holy Grail actually was. The Templar Knights, according to legend, if they were legends, held proof that Jesus of Nazareth was actually married contrary to biblical interpretations. The woman, the vessel of Christ's procreation, was secreted out of Jerusalem to a faraway land, first to Egypt, perhaps later Spain, France, after the crucifixion. The bottom line was that the Templar Knights, later the Masonic Freemasons, who kidnapped me, they're now also known as Illuminati or Trilateral, helped prove that there was a continued bloodline of Jesus Christ, hence the Holy Grail. The bloodline has been carried down through the ages. To this day, the Masonic lodges and Freemasons, particularly Masons who have risen to the level of third degree, have secret rituals, etc., etc. Now, I'm not going to go on that. He's talking about the mayor there, and then down at the bottom, finding out he was a Freemason later when Jack was trying to, well, I was going to read what Jack said before this runs out. Wasting time, aren't I, on here? When he's telling me about Joe, the mayor, being a Freemason, odd that I was researching a biographical data sheet on Joe much, much later, and there was a simple notation, Freemason, take care of Jack. So Lina Dempsey, the mother of the twins, the one that was so horrific in what happened to me in this country, and was with Senator Sparkman when he dies, who was so much a part of this hell done to me. She was only married one time in her life. The twins were born out of wedlock, and she killed them. She was married to Milton Mason. Last name is Mason, so it gets into this kind of thing all through this. I wanted to tell again, if I can get it on here, and it's not going. He talks about J. Edgar Hoover's FBI division, the super secret agency that operated in Huntsville, or in Alabama. I believe he said, in 1940s, early 1940s, that's when they kidnapped me. In fact, it was so secret, I'm trying to hurry and get this on, it's not working, that it didn't exist. He also talks here about what I have, the space program anti-ballistic missile in Huntsville, guess whose hostage money helped bring scientists and all kinds of stuff over here. And then later it was called the Kennedy Space Center down in Florida. I mean, he helped kidnap me, the Kennedys did, and everybody hates me. I didn't commit a crime. And believe me, if this is ever told, they hate my guts. I mean, what they've done to me. But still another program tried to the research effort called Psychotronics. in the U.S. and formerly called psychotronics by the later defunct Soviet Union was